Hi guys, welcome back to my live broadcast. Today is 9th November 2020, Monday, beginning of another new week, right? And last weekend we have great news, right? About the US general election, finally we have a result that Biden wins the election, right? So although we know Trump still disagree with the result, but really chances is very slim for him to change everything here, right? So most probably Biden would be the next president for the next 4 years, right? Okay, so Biden wins, and then what's the influence on the stock market? The indexes, right, for the US and for the Southeast Asia markets, and then also what sectors might be influenced by Biden's winning, right? And today we'll talk about that. And also, I want to share with you, when we want to make a decision to buy or sell, should we follow our heart or our mind to make a decision? Follow your heart means you follow your emotions. And if you want to follow your logic, you follow your mind, right? You follow your mind means you follow your logic, the reasoning to make a decision to buy or not. So why we have such a let's say such a contradiction here between emotion and logic? It's closely related with the current market situation. After I analyze for you the current market situation and also the individual stocks and also the sectors might be influenced by the result Biden winning, you will know why I want to ask you this question, why I want to bring up this question. So we should follow our heart or our mind to make a decision. Okay, so this is the first part. For the second part, it will still be individual stock analysis. So I will diagnose your stocks as usual, but as I have mentioned, you need to WhatsApp me privately. WhatsApp me privately your name, and you better let me know your name, right? So and also your stock, the ticker or the name of your stock. And if you have bought, you let me know your cost level. If you haven't, you also need to let me know so that I can give you much more detailed advice. Okay, so this is my WhatsApp number. You want to WhatsApp me your stocks, you can WhatsApp to 6592312309. All right, before we begin, still, I need to remind you that all the stocks mentioned in this video are for the purpose of demonstration and education, not recommendation. Investors should be aware of the risks involved in stock trading and take full responsibilities for their own tradings. Okay, so firstly, let's check the indexes. After we get the news this weekend, right? So that's definitely good news for stock market, because I mentioned before, whoever wins the general election, the general election, whoever become the next president, more importantly would be we can have a final result in a short time. So the last thing we want to see is no decision for a long time. If we cannot have a final result quickly in a short time, and we have to wait for a longer time, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 month, or even early next year, so that would be extremely bad for the stock market, because investors don't want uncertainty. We want certainty. As long as we have a result, then everything becomes certain. So if we have certainty already, that will be good news for the stock market. People will feel assured, at least for short term. That's we finally feel assured. So we know the market, how the market would fare in future, right? Okay, so because of this good news, right? And we see today the Singapore market, our STI today, is still continue rising Now the price is around 2,600 and 2000. Let me check the detail. 2,607 points. This is the current value for our STI, right? And actually, this picture I'm showing you now, this is until last Friday, right? This is until last Friday. Last Friday is a small bearish candle, not a very big one. And the recent several days big rally is already a very forceful one, and in just 5 days, right? So today, the market continue rising, mostly because of the news. Finally, we have the US president confirmed, right? So that's why we see today the price until now for STY is already risen by 30 points. But if we check this chart very clearly, we have the resistance level. This would be this long bar of chip distribution. The blue bars here represent the support and the resistance levels. The longer the blue bar, the stronger the support or the resistance. And we can see very clearly, last Friday, the price is already very close to the immediate strongest resistance above, which is around 2,640. And if we check now, the price for now is around 2,607, right? So it's already very close to the resistance, the top of the resistance level here. Another day's rally, the price will reach the resistance level here. So means faced with such strong resistance, right? From the angle of technical analysis, the market needs a correction. So high probability for near future, the price might drop when the price really reach 2,640. Even the price can break up this level a bit. But after that, soon, I think not a very long time we have to wait. We don't have to wait for a long time. The price might drop again. Even when the price break up a bit, it would soon turn downward again, because this is the market regularity. After very forceful rally in just a very short time, the corrections are necessary. Okay, corrections are necessary. So in near future, we might expect some correction. The reason why today STI can still go up, because we're still some distance away from the strong resistance level above, right? But for the US market, that's a bit different, because if we check for US market last Friday, the price already reached the high price of the previous yellow Tai Chi signal. I have mentioned this for many times, numerous times, I cannot remember. So this is already the very strong resistance. So faced with such strong resistance here, and after such a forceful rally in just 4 or 5 days, right? Also, it is required that the market might need some correction, at least some short-term correction first, right? And tonight, I cannot say that tonight the price must drop, right, for the US market, but in near future, even if the price can break up the resistance here, in near future, probably and very likely, the market would correct first. Because for the stock market, the movement has its own regularities. The movement is not decided totally by the news or the economy. So currently, the news about the U.S. New president finally being confirmed, right? So this news may be good stimulus, but still the market needs correction. It is necessary. So in near future, it might come. Okay, so if you check not only NASDAQ, you check S&P 500, Dow Jones is the same. And also we see the level here is very clear, 11,907, around that level. And last Friday, that's already 11,895. It's just the level here. So the price already reached the level. Okay, and then for S&P 500, also S&P is still a bit far away from the previous high price of the yellow Tai Chi signal here. The high price for the yellow Tai Chi is around 3,572. Now, currently the price is 3,509. So we have around 70 points of difference between the resistance, the strongest resistance level, away from the strongest resistance level here for S&P 500. And then for Dow Jones, the previous yellow Tai Chi, that's around the high price is around 28,636 points. And currently, last Friday, the price closed at 28,323. Also very close already. Price already reached the range. So strong resistance. So faced with strong resistance. So, and also the good news. So people may feel confused. Should we, let's say, still chase after the rally? Because recently, maybe the market might still be quite bullish, stimulated by the good news. And on the other hand, we know from the angle of technical analysis, a correction is necessary, right? So there might very likely to be a correction, at least for short term in near future. So how to deal, how to take actions now? People feel confused because here is some contradiction here. On one hand, we see chances. On the other hand, we see still risks. The risks that the price might correct in near future after big forceful rally in a very short time. Okay, so how to deal with it? Before we talk about that, firstly, I want to talk about if really, let's say, Biden finally confirmed to be the result. Actually, now it's already confirmed, right? It's already confirmed, right? So, what sectors might be influenced? Okay, so Biden's policies, right? Let's say he has announced a lot of policies after he is being elected, and then for this, among these policies, let's check his policies about jobs and wages, right? So the policy is he would create at least 5 million new jobs in manufacturing and innovation. Okay, so means for these sectors, companies related with manufacturing and also innovation, technology, high technology, right? So these sectors might be benefited from this policy, creating at least 5 million new jobs in these fields, right? And then secondly, he would invest 700 billion in manufacturing and technology. You see the same sectors, manufacturing and technology, that's 700 billion investment. And 400 million would go toward purchasing US-based goods and services, and the other 300 billion would go toward research and development. So these policies about creating new jobs and raise the wages, right? So 2 sectors would be benefited, which would be the high-tech companies, okay? High technology, that's one sector. The other one is the manufacturers, okay? And for high-tech companies, we know the 5 high-tech giants, the fund, right? And also we have the semiconductor. Also might be benefited from this good news. Everything related with high technology, so might be benefited. But of course, when it comes to the real trading, which stock to buy, we need to check a lot of things. It's a chart, right? The technical analysis chart, the candlestick chart, and also maybe you want to check the fundamental situation a bit, right? And this is the policies for jobs and wages. And the other policy will be about the climate change, right? So Biden's policy is there would be a $2 trillion plan to combat climate change and invest in clean energy. Okay, so clean energy, that sector would be benefited. So related with clean energy, we have electric vehicle, right? Electric vehicle, so NIO, Tesla, XPeng, and also we have the solar sector, right? So solar, SunPower, and First Solar. All these solar stocks might be benefited from the news. But here the problem is, if we check the solar stocks and also maybe the electric vehicles, the price actually already been very high after some forceful rally, especially let's say NIO, right? Okay, so NIO, so the rally has already been very big. Either you check for a long term, a long time in the long run, or you check the short term here. Ever since the first red circle here until now, the rally already been a very big one, around 60% already. So people might think, wow, we have good news about these stocks. And on the other hand, it's already very high. So how to deal with? Should I still chase after it or should I wait? All right? Okay, so here is the problem I mentioned, or the contradiction I mentioned. Should we follow our emotions or our reasoning or logic to make a decision? If we follow our logic, these shares, the price already very high. Either for a long time or for short term, it's already very high. The price might be already overvalued. From the angle of value investment, these stocks are overvalued. Just like Tesla, it's the same. Tesla, overvalued already. Some people are saying that Tesla, the price is extremely overvalued. It shouldn't worth so big market value. The market value is, there's a lot of bubbles here, right? And still, we see Tesla previously is quite strong. Of course, recent 2 or 3 months, it's already in correction, and that's actually healthier, right? Because it's already really too much overvalued. And then, so same for NIO and maybe some other electric vehicle. Okay, so for electric vehicle XPeng, from the bottom until now, it's just several days. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days. After 4 days rally, you check how much profit. That's 62%. That's also very crazy. And people, if you check from the angle of value investment, it's extremely overvalued already, right? But if you check from the angle of technical analysis, you follow the emotions, these stocks in future still might have great opportunities because of the news and because many people have belief in them. You need to remember, from the angle of technical analysis, the reason why the price will go up, it's not only decided by the intrinsic value. Mostly it would be decided by people's confidence in the shares. If people still have confidence in it, even when currently it's already overvalued, the price might still continue going up. Although it's overvalued, but price still might continue going up. So how to, let's say, trade off between our emotions and our logic, right? So this is the contradiction here. And now I'm going to share with you a method to deal with it. Okay, so if you need to firstly know you are doing value investment or you are doing short-term to medium-term speculation. For these two investment methods, the strategies might be completely different. Okay, so if you are pursuing value investment, you want to buy and hold for medium term to long term and do value investment, you need to follow your logic. You need to follow the logic. If it's already overvalued, all right, and maybe it's extremely overvalued, better not to touch. Because you are doing value investment, you will hold for a very long time. If it's already overvalued and you buy at a very high position, and in future high probability price might drop, then you would be stuck there because you buy at a very high position, right? Okay, so for this method, if you follow your logic to trade or to invest in value investment, right? So the advantage is very obvious. You can avoid big drops because the price is extremely overvalued. So some value investment masters like Warren Buffett, so they never touch Tesla, right? They never touch Tesla. They never touched in cryptos because they feel that they are overvalued. They don't really, let's say, they don't really make sense from the angle of value investment, right? So that's why they don't touch the real value investment, value investors. They don't touch these kind of stocks. So the advantage is they will avoid, if let's say in future finally the price for Tesla and for NIO and for the high-tech giants, they give us big drops, they would perfectly avoid. And still, there is disadvantage of this kind of strategy. If you only follow your logic to make a decision, you will miss the possible big profit from speculation. Just now I mentioned about the solar energy stocks, right? So if you check these stocks, also they already at a very high price level, position is very high, already overvalued, but in future they might still give you even bigger rallies. That's possible, right? So if you only follow your logic, you will miss this kind of lucrative profit, very handsome profits from speculation. Okay, but if you really are a value investor, you don't care about missing the speculative profit here, right? Okay, and then what if you are not a real value investor? You only care about buy low, sell high, make profit. As long as you make a profit, you are happy. Maybe you hold for several days, for several weeks, or maybe several months. Doesn't matter, as long as I can make profits, I'm happy. Then you belong to the speculator, short-term to medium-term speculator, right? So for you, the best strategy is to follow the market emotion to trade. Remember here, it's not to follow your own emotion to trade. It's to follow the market emotion to trade. What it means how you feel about the market situation. It doesn't matter. What matters is how the majority of participants in the stock market feel about the market situation. The emotion of the majority. If you know the emotion of the majorities in the stock market, you will know how to trade. Okay, so advantage of this method is you can secure very handsome profits, maybe in just a very short time, like NIO here or XPeng here. XPeng. So you really follow the indicators here. First, the red circle. Following day, it's not really a confirmation because the close price for the second candle here is still below the high price of the first red circle candle here. But the third day, gap up open, you can buy immediately after the gap up open because this is pure speculation, short-term speculation here. And then you will be able to secure the big profit in just 2 or 3 days, right? But the disadvantage is it will be extremely risky. What if it didn't go up? After this upward gap here, it then drops sharply, and if you are not a very fast investor, you cannot respond very fast, in a very fast way. The price drops sharply, you might be stuck. And if it continues dropping further, then no hope for you. Right? And do you remember previously there is one stock called Snowflake that's IPO, right? IPO stock. After the IPO, oh, it's not a Snowflake. I can't remember which stock it is. So after its IPO, it dropped for a long time, for a very, very long time. So means if you were wrong and you cannot stop loss in time, you might be stuck there and you have to suffer very big losses. Okay, so but if you feel that you want to do some speculation and at the same time you want to do it in a safer way, you don't want to take so much risks, is there a way out? Yes, there is. So if you have a very rich experience in such kind of short-term and medium-term trading, and you have your own effective trading system. Remember, I mentioned this many times before. You have your effective trading system, means your screening, your criteria for your screening, for your entry point, for your exit point, and most importantly, for your stop loss. If you have already set up a very scientific, effective criteria, a set of criteria for your tradings, buy, sell, screening, stop loss, and money management, all these things, then actually you can secure the profit in a short time from speculation. On the other hand, you will be quite safe. You will always avoid big risks. You only lose small money if you really lose, right? So if you want to do this, if you already been in the market for a long time and already you have set up your own effective trading system and you don't want to improve, all right, then you can just follow your own ways. Continue to follow your own ways. But if you are not, you don't have so much experience and trading skills, technical analysis trading skills in the market, or you are just a veteran, you are just a newbie in the market. You still want to make profit from speculation, short-term to medium-term speculation. I think you need the help of some tools, some analytical software. Because even if you don't know much, your experience is not so rich, right? But if you have effective software to help you set up the trading system, because the software will help you do the screening, would help you would tell you the buy and sell point and also your stop loss level, right? So still you will be able to secure the profits with risks in control. Okay, so that's the goal. For example, just now we mentioned about the market situation and the sectors might be influenced, and then now we talk about these stocks. Firstly, we check the Singapore market, then later we check some US stocks, right? So Singapore market, for example, Jiutian Chemical. Okay, so Jiutian Chemical, how to follow the effective trading system? This software, homely software, right? If you follow this trading system here, first read circle, and the precondition, this share is a very bullish share with big boys take control, because if you check multicolor dragon, here we have the red bar representing big boys, right? Around 75%. And for a long time, it's around 50%, quite stably. This kind of share we see bullish stocks controlled by big boys, and that's why we want to trade this share. We want to pick it from the very beginning, right? And then first red circle, that's for short term potential buy points. The confirmation comes when the following day or several days after the first red circle candle, close price is already higher than the high price of the first red circle candle here. So the following day, 4th November, you will be able to buy in, okay? After that, you keep holding. And today, I didn't check the price today for Jiutian Chemical. We can check together the current price for Jiutian. Is it Singapore market? Let me. Okay, give me a moment. Okay. Okay, so we see today the price it dropped a bit, right? It dropped by 2.63%. And then if you don't have an effective trading system, you might be frightened now. The price dropped, so should I sell? You also might be confused. You don't know how to deal with, bewildered, right? Remember, I already told you how to deal with Jiutian Chemical last Friday. I mentioned if you want to really make it simple, you follow the circle. In future, it turns white circle, you sell, right? But for some people, it's difficult for them to follow the circle to sell, because in future, if it turns white circle, maybe the price is already a bit far away from the high, so he would earn less money than if he sell earlier. So that's why sometimes it's difficult to follow the white circle to sell. This is a problem for members. You must know this dilemma, right? But I also shared with you last Friday how to deal with if you can really not follow the white circle now. In future, you can do that after practice. But if now you cannot, you can check the half level of this long bullish candle, right? Then you check until now, although the price is dropped, still the close price now is around the half level. It didn't really drop below the half level of this long bullish candle here. So means actually you can keep holding. If you have followed the trading system here to buy on 4th November, until now you still can keep holding, although today it dropped. Okay, this is for Jiutian Chemical. And then how about the banks? Yeah, banks. We need to talk about the banks, right? So DBS today is also a very forceful rally here today. And I mentioned previously the banks would be closely related with the index, right? So just now I mentioned at the very beginning for STI, it will soon face the strongest resistance level, which is already very close. And also if you check the DBS the chart, you also realize it will be very close to the resistance level here, the previous Tai Chi signal. See? Means we definitely don't want to chase after the rally. So it will be better if the price faced with resistance, if it drop after some correction, if in future the price gets support at the white lines and turn upward again, this would be a confirmed long-term bullish reversal. Means for DBS, maybe we can just buy and hold for even medium-term to long-term. This may give us medium-term to long-term profits, not only short-term. But the precondition is our STI need to turn to bullish for medium-term to long-term. And if the price for STI really can break up the final resistance level around 2000, let me check again the level in the slide already put it in. Around 2,640, right? If price can really break up, then in future, very likely our STI would give us another medium-term to long-term bullish rally again. And for the, because I mentioned in previous videos, for the economy, sooner or later it will recover. It's just a matter of time. And if for US market also it's the same. Generally speaking, in the long run, the direction for the stock market will be upward. For Singapore market, also, if US turn to bullish again, break a new high in future, right? And our STI also turn bullish for medium term to long term. For banks like DBS, that will be, now it might be the best timing to consider open position for medium term to long term trading, not just short term. Okay? Because for bullish market, these blue chips, especially banks, can really give us a greatest profit if we can hold for medium term to long term. But in weak market or very volatile market, these banks better some very short-term speculation or just stand by, don't touch. Okay? Okay, different market situation, different strategies for different stocks. Okay, so this is about the banks because DBS is the strongest. That's why I only talk about DBS. For the other, if DBS become medium-term, long-term bullish, these other two would also follow. Okay, this is for banks and also venture. Check venture, because just now I mentioned about the semiconductor, right? So semiconductor, the US market, semiconductor sector would be benefited from Biden's policies in future. And Singapore market, venture now, we also see after the first rate cycle, and the second day, the price didn't really break up the high of the first rate cycle. But today, the market gap up open. It gap up open already above the high price of the first rate cycle candle here. Actually, today, after the market open, if you have been following this one, right, you already have managed to enter this one, to buy in already. You already bought in today. But now it's after a roughly 5% rally, you chase now, still it's not that suitable. The timing may not be that suitable now. If today, when the market open, then soon you buy in, that would be the best. Yeah, so this is for venture, and then after venture, we also would remember AEM, right? AEM, after a medium-term correction, finally we see the price go back above the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow again. So because compared with venture, AEM, the buy point here may not be that safe because above we have strong resistance around the yellow lines. Possibly the price might not break up, and we have much more uncertainties here compared with venture, right? But if you follow the trading system, right? So you set your stop loss level. Even when the price cannot break up the yellow lines, it drop again, you stop loss. You will not lose much. Your risks would be within control, would be under control. But once it break up, you will be able to buy at a lower position, right? But now, let's say in future, AEM might still continue going up. At least after short-term a rally, if there is a correction, next time it turn to recircle again, maybe that will be better for you to consider buy again. Rather than this wrong, the short-term rally here is quite tricky. It's not suitable for beginners. And also in future, if after the rally, the retailers disappear, after a correction, next time the recircle that's above the yellow lines, right? And then maybe no retailer already, big boy small, you buy, you'll be safer. So you want to chase after immediately, it might not be a very wise choice because this is chase after a rally. We never chase after the rally. We follow the trading principle strictly. The trading principle is, of course, this is not the best case because now the price is below the yellow lines, right? So we switch to venture, will be better. The trading principle is the price should be above the yellow line, right? Price should be above the yellow line, and first recircle, after the first recircle, the close price can break up the high of the first recircle candle. We buy in immediately. That's what we can do today for venture. Okay, and then semiconductors, and also previously we have the SunPower, right? SunPower, you follow the trading system. You already bought in 2nd November, and you keep holding. And last Friday, remember I mentioned if even the price dropped quite sharply last Friday, but it still remains above the half level of the long bullish candles. So I said can keep holding, right? So today we see the price continue rebounding. Yes, so means you still can keep holding. The half level would be very strong support. But the other thing you need to pay attention is whether or not the price can quickly break up a new high. If it cannot break up a new high again in the short term, means the upward momentum here may still not be that strong. But if in near future, today, tomorrow, or recently can break up a new high again, you can keep holding. It's quite strong, still quite strong for short term. This is for AEM. For SunPower. And this is one other stock I have monitored today. I have which have caught my eyes, which is BHQ, Sunningdale. Okay, so it caught my eyes because today is the first recircle. First recircle, big boys increase the purple line within the red bar. Big boys now is around 50%, no retailer. The pattern here is very beautiful. This share in near future might give us big opportunities. I'm not sure how big the rally can be in near future, but higher probability in near future there might be a rally for this one. Yeah, but if you want to strictly follow the trading system, right, we need to wait to check tomorrow to confirm buy, whether or not we can buy tomorrow. If tomorrow the price it drop, the price remain below close price. Close price remain below the high of today's candle. We may not be able to buy immediately if you follow the principle. We buy when we see the price can break up the high of the first recircle candle. But this one has potentiality, right? This is for the Singapore market. Then for the US market, right? So for the US market, just now I mentioned the high-tech companies might be benefited from Biden's policies in future, right? Actually, for high technology, you can also consider for medium term to long term investment for long term trading, because high technology, the growth in future would be great. And I mentioned that high technology would always be the center of competition among countries in the world, right? So this sector would be the one that increase at the fastest speed in future. So the growth potentiality in future is great. So either for value investment or for speculation, short-term to medium-term speculation, they would be very good options, right? And then let's say for taking Apple as an example, you follow the trading system. First recycle. This is a confirmation, right? Confirmation, we buy, and that's until now. Then you might ask me, what if tonight or in near future Apple drop, right? So the answer is simple. If it drop below the yellow lines here, I would stop loss. So means you can set your stop loss around the yellow line, which is $114.65, around that level. If price drop below that level, I stop loss, because I will have my risks under control, within control. But once I'm successful, this round I might have a very big profit in just a short time. Yeah, it's the same for the other high-tech companies. Let's say Google. I have talked about Google before, right? So you see, after first recycle, second day gap up open, if you have bought in early on 5th November on that day, then up until now you still can keep holding. So stop loss level, I'm already talked about the stop loss in my last Friday video, right? First level is around the high of the previous yellow Tai Chi, which will also be the top of this upward gap here. This would be strong support level. If it drop below, higher probability the price might drop further to cover the gap. Okay, after the gap is covered, still there would be some support. Maybe the price might turn upward, or maybe it still would drop further. So means your first stop loss level would be here, and second stop loss level, bottom of this upward gap. Okay, and this is how you can deal with these stocks if you want to secure your profit, and at the same time you want to avoid big risks, big losses, right? Firstly, you follow an effective trading system. Secondly, you stop loss in level. So it requires self-discipline, and self-discipline requires practice. So that's why for Homely we really open training courses for our members every day. Every day we conduct a training seminar for our members, so that you can get more practice, and also you can finally build up your own self-discipline to follow the trading system here, so that you can secure big profit at a small risk, at the cost of very small risk. So that's how Homely help investors become winners in the stock market, right? And also for let's say the electric vehicles, so NIO, you just follow the system. If it's still recycle, keep holding. And also I mentioned about this is a medium size candle, and if the price drop below the low of this medium size candle here, you can take profit first if you don't want to sell based on the white circle. But selling based on the white circle will be the simplest and very effective in the long run, because you can always secure majority of your profits, and only maybe sometimes you lose a small amount or you break even. So in the long run, you will be the winner. Only that for some new members, and especially for non-members, if you're not yet a member, it will be a bit difficult for you to follow the white circle, because sometimes when it turns to white circle, the price would be a bit lower than the high price. You feel that you earn less. So people don't want to earn less money. They want to earn as much as possible, greedy, right? So that's why it's a bit difficult to follow the white circle. But I mentioned you need some practice. After some practice, you will be able to follow the white circle. You follow it, in the long run, you will become the constant winner in the market. Okay, and for Xpeng, yes, Xpeng, you can check the half level of this long bullish candle. Once the price drop below the half level of this long bullish candle here, you can take profit if you have bought, right? The precondition you have bought. If you haven't yet buy, better not to touch. Okay, it's very high already, chased after the rally. Even from the angle of speculation, it's too risky. Okay, yeah, this is more or less what all I want to share with you. And now let me check your individual stocks. So anyone have WhatsApped me your stock to check? Okay, so today we only have 2 friends who WhatsApped me their stocks, right? So I will check the stocks for these 2 friends. So one friend want to check Franken. Yeah, Singapore stock Franken. Okay, let me check E28. Oh, I see the reason why he asked about Franken, because it seems like recently the price also going up, right? Okay, so for this one, if you check the first red circle, right? The first red circle that happens below the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow, we say this kind of situation would be a bit tricky, because we have a very big uncertainty here. What if the price cannot break up the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow here, right? So after we measure the chances and risks, maybe we don't have to trade this kind of situation, trade for such kind of situation, because you check big boys not so much, retailers still a bit around, this is how much, 15% of retailer, and big boys still small amount, and faced with strong resistance, we have very big uncertainty here. So for me personally, I would choose to give up. I'm not saying that the price mustn't break up the resistance here, but only I feel that the chances are not as big as the risks. Risks are higher than chances, so I would give up first. So that's until now we see, although the price it went up by 4% today, for me, I definitely would not chase after it, right? I would keep monitoring. Wait, if in near future after the rally, there is a correction. If after the correction, price still remain above the yellow lines of Homely Rainbow. Meanwhile, no retailer, maybe big boys already more than 25%, then I would consider. Because if I trade this way, I'm quite safe. My uncertainty is a very small one. Most probably, more than 90%, I would more than 90% of probability I would make profit, and maybe it's great profit because I'm checking the big boys more than 25%. Usually, you can secure bigger profit with big boys participate, right? Okay, so this is for Franken. The other friend want to check U.S. stock, right? This is a U.S. stock, so yeah, AMD. Okay, so speaking of AMD, that's semiconductor, right? So AMD. So let's check AMD. Yeah, I mentioned just now about the semiconductor sector. This might be this sector would be benefited from Joe Biden's policies in future for short term, right? For short term, you see, first red circle, this first red circle here is quite beautiful. It's beautiful because the price just break up the yellow lines of Holy Rainbow, and retailers decrease significantly to be a very small amount. Big boys increase a bit. The following day, we say this is a confirmation to buy, right? Because the close price is higher than the high price of the first red circle candle here. So means if you follow the trading system here, the buy point is 5th November. 5th November, you should be able to buy in, okay? You buy in and keep holding. Keep holding. So you might ask me, what if tonight the price drop for AMD, right? If you have bought in, tonight the price is drop. As long as the drop is above the open price of this this medium size bullish candle here, I would keep holding. Because this is not a long bullish candle, this is a medium bullish candle, medium size bullish candle. You check the half level, that's not so important. The support here around the half level is not that strong, but the open price, that would be very strong support. As long as the correction in near future can remain above the open price here of this medium size bullish candle, I would keep holding. So if you haven't yet buy, right, you haven't yet bought this one, and if in near future the price really drop to be close to the open price of this candle and go up again, maybe you still can consider buy some if you have missed the buy points 5th November, right? But if the price is just continue going up tonight or in near future, you never chase after the rally, okay? You don't chase after the rally. You get what I mean, right? So if there is a correction and correction remain above the open price of this medium size bullish candle on 6th November, right? So if you see the price turn upward again, you can consider buy some. Otherwise, better not to chase, okay? And your stop loss would be the open price of this long bullish candle. And if you really follow the trading system, you even can wait until the circle turn white in future to sell. Of course, you follow, maybe after you sell, you may not be able to make profit. If you sell earlier, you could secure some profit. Maybe you sell sometimes based on the white circle, no profit, you break even, or even sometimes you lose a bit. But still, I tell you, in the long run, you follow it, you will be the biggest winner in the stock market. You see? First red circle, first white circle, you secure the majority of the big profit here. First red circle, first white circle, you break even. You see, this is the case when you cannot make profit, you follow the circle, but at least you can break even and you can avoid further corrections. That's more important. Okay, so that's all about today's sharing. And before we finish, don't forget to share this video with your friends if you like this video. And also, I need your support, means you like it, you give me thumb ups, right? And the more people join us, then the greater contents I would produce for you, because I will be greatly motivated by your support. All right, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye bye.